Hi guys, I thought that I would just share what I am eating after work today and just have a little, recovery chat because I haven't done that in a while and I'm sorry if you can hear my dishwasher. It's funny, like there's just so many different phases of recovery, and before I really started recovery, I was like, oh, there will never be a time in my life where I don't think about calories or everything that's in food. I felt like I knew too much. Like I knew too much about food to where I could never be around it or eat it and not only see it as like numbers and all the nutritional information that I knew and was obsessed with. So once I started recovery and got further and further into it, it was better where, then got to a point where I didn't see food as calories, and then I didn't see food as macros, and it just got easier and easier. But I definitely got to a place where I was so good, and have been in places, actually I should word it that way. I've been in places in recovery where I feel so good. I'm like, I'll never think of food in that way again. I'll never think of it in a toxic way or an obsessive way. But then something will trigger certain thoughts in me or certain like coping mechanisms, and I will revert back to those old ways. Not as extreme, but they trickle in. And I remember like, this is probably something that I'm gonna face the rest of my life. And that used to really scare me. And I would feel like, oh, like I said, I know too much. There will never be a time in my life where I can enjoy food or feel free. But now that I'm at this place, I'm like, this is something I'll have to face the rest of my life. But now I know, I just mentally have to know my own triggers. So personally, as someone who struggled with orthorexia and like health anxiety, which manifested into anorexia, I have this tendency to like obsess over my health. And so when I get sick, that's a big trigger for me. Like I will start getting really restrictive and really specific about what I'm putting in my body and what just everything in my life. And so it's easier to identify that now and be like, I know I'm doing this and I need to stop being weird. So anyway, all's to say, today for lunch or for after work food, I'm eating this dinner from last night that Jack made that made me a little anxious because it's the first meal he's really cooked since I was sick. I've been cooking dinner every night, so it makes me anxious because I don't know what seasonings he put on this. And just some other like ways that he cooked it that like made me a little bit anxious just because I haven't cooked that way since before I was sick. So it's just, anyway, I'm eating it again for lunch today. Because when I have a fear, I need to like face it head on or the snowball effect will happen and this will just keep getting more and more, this will just keep going on. So, you know what your triggers are and what your tendencies are. And so to some people it could be like, how is that a challenge, but to you, that like there are little specific things you do that are not normal. So anyway, I'm just gonna enjoy this and then get on with my life, but just wanted to check in.